Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of the Cape Town Sevens. This one, Argentina versus New Zealand, playing off for the 5th place position. In the starting lineup for the Argentines, it is Agustin Fraha, Luciano Gonzalez, Matteo Graziano, Germain Schultz, Palandini, Azutsuk, and also Santiago Alvarez. For New Zealand, Cody Vai, Narohi Magavi Black, Sofai Maka, Sione Molia, Tony Nashu, Dylan Collier, and Lewis Ormond. Argentina just about to kick this one off from right to left. As we have our back-to-back games, we just saw that the Kenyans managed to finish 7th on the Cape Town Sevens rankings. New Zealand and Argentina both going for 5th. Luciano Gonzalez, first contact of the game, has stayed down. Cody Vai has the ball stripped out of his hands, and now Argentina will be on the attack. Palandini going off to the right-hand side, little kick in behind, attempted by Alvarez. But this doesn't look good for Luciano Gonzalez. New Zealand forced back into their own in-goal area, and it will now be a 5-metre scrum back in the RG's babies. Oh, the RG Bargies, I should say, from Graham there. But Luciano Gonzalez, it looks like he's going to continue. I would say with how long he stayed down, maybe should have considered that HIA. Gets the high five from his teammate. Looks like he is going to be all right to continue. Now, I should mention the next game that we are covering on the channel, ladies and gentlemen, will be starting at 5 a.m. New Zealand time. So we've got about 45, 50 minutes after this game ends before the next one. And then we're only around 2 and a bit hours away from the final in Cape Town. Palandini, though, goes off to the left-hand side here for Argentina. New Zealand having to defend hard for the loose offload. Sits up for Fraha. Will only be 10 metres out from the line. And New Zealand managing to give away a penalty in the breakdown. I thought they were going to get that one. Fraha has stayed down as well. A grueling game so far. They go down hard, but they are going to call for the scrum here. Argentina only 5 metres out from New Zealand's line. A minute and a half down. Set pieces at 52% return for the Argentines in terms of what they've been able to do from those set pieces. So they would be feeling relatively confident at the moment, I would say. Now, all loose ball. Another penalty. Now, Roy McGarvey Black trying to disrupt that breakdown. Doesn't work too well for him. Palandini, I believe they'll look for the tap and go here again. 2 minutes gone from this match. And New Zealand haven't really exited their own half as of yet. Argentina kicked it off to them. In fact, they've actually struggled to get out of their own 22. The only time that it's gone outside, I think, is when Argentina have retreated enough with their passing. Palandini now slapped away by Narohi McGarvey Black. Again, he's offside. That is 2 in a row. 5 metres out from the line, that is almost warranting a yellow card, I would think. Definitely because it's the same exact penalty that he's given away 2 times in a row. Cannot really afford to do that. Now Palandini is going to be feeding this ball in again for Los Pumas. And they are now all set, ready to go. Ball has been fed in. Palandini goes to the short side and he will get over the try line for the first of the match for this Argentine side. Jaquan Palandini, though, his second try in Cape Town, 14th of the career, now matching the number on his back. Come on, the All Black Sevens. Sees Luke there. Yeah, they just haven't been able to get out of their own area for the first 3 or so minutes of this half, but now that they're back to the halfway line, perhaps half a chance will start to open up for them. Palandini, a very strong finish on the short side. Kick has just not quite come back round enough. So that will keep the score at 5-0. Palandini getting ready to kick this one off. I thought for a second he was going to try the short kick, but instead now we'll go to the near side of the field into the shade. New Zealand having to retreat to line it up. Nicely taken by Cody Vai. Sione Molia goes across to Narohi McGarvey Black. New Zealand deep inside of their own half here. Tony Nashu trying to bump his way forward. Tackled by Agustin Fraga. Tony Nashu again. Back across Collier. Not really going anywhere at the moment here. New Zealand just slowly starting to build some phases. trying to get their hands on the ball as well. Cody Vi rush defence on him. Gets it away to Maka. Offloads to Molia. New Zealand aren't careful. They could make a crucial error here. It then puts themselves under a lot of pressure. All it takes is for Argentina to steal that ball in the breakdown. Get an interception of a loose ball. Naroi Makavi Black looking for the offload knock on from Cody Vi. And now it's going to be a penalty going the way of Argentina. Palandini taking the quick tap. Gives it off to Azatsuk. And he will score it between the sticks for try number 2 for Los Pumas. And Vamos Los Pumas, there's one in there as well. Yeah, just a loose ball. Then Naroi Makavi Black playing the ball on the ground. To tell you what, he's given away 3 or 4 penalties just in this game already. Following from Namibia, I hope for Argentinian victory. Well, they're doing very well at the moment. They are currently sitting 12-0 up over New Zealand after the first 5 minutes. But tournament tries, he's up to 122. He is slowly catching up in that all-time try scorers list. He's currently 5th for Matthias Azutsuk. And come on, Kiwis, wake up. Says Anaz Williams, Palandini. Ready to kick this one off. I have to say, New Zealand playing off for 5th is probably higher than a lot of people anticipated for this tournament. And quite a few mistakes in Dubai, getting beaten by Spain in the semi-finals. In fact, that was the second loss to Spain in the same competition. Nice run ball from Dylan Collier. Now Narohi Makavi Black. Back across to the right-hand side. Stepping nicely was Molia. Gets through Luciano Gonzalez. It becomes a foot race. But Molia will just about win it. Good effort from Fraga to get back. But it does not stop the try. New Zealand now get their first of the match. That is the first of Cape Town and the first of 2024-25 circuit for Sione Molia. And Archies want that 5th spot, says Wen. Yeah, there's certainly a side that this shortened format did not suit. And honestly, I do hope this is the only time they try the short format. I don't think it's worked as well as they hoped it would. Like, I get why they tried to have less games for each of the sides, but having 2 games and then being straight into a semi, I just don't think that's enough testing. Who is playing, says Herman. At the moment, Argentina versus New Zealand. If you're talking about who's playing in the final, will be South Africa versus France, and then 3rd place playoff game will be Fiji versus Spain. Now line out throw again here for Argentina by the looks of it. And they have decided to actually call for the scrum here. It's where they can either decide to go for tap into touch, or you go a little bit more aggressive and try and score yourself another try before the end of the first half. But Brady Rush making his way onto the field. That is going to be for Sione Molia, so that will be his first and only try with him making his way from the field. Looks like he might have actually injured himself while sprinting towards the try line. Palandini getting ready to put the ball in. Do they just boot this one into touch, Argentina, or do they look for an attack? That will be the decision that they do have to make. They'll have to remember that they will be receiving the kickoff rather than kicking off. So that might impact their decision a little bit, and it looks like they do want to try and run this one. Augustine Fraga going to be tackled there by Brady Rush, New Zealand, ripping that ball out of their hands. This might be a crucial error from Argentina if New Zealand are able to score themselves a try in the near future. Garvey Black back across to Lewis Ormond. Nashu tries to step. He slipped over. That has been a common occurrence all throughout the Cape Town Sevens so far. Jeff is pretty banged up. Back across to the right-hand side here. Dylan Collier flicks the ball out the back. Cody Vi has to clean it up. New Zealand starting from the 22, trying to find that next gap. Puts in 2 big fends. Marcos Maneta gotten rid of. Now Molia, this time it's Brady Rush. Goes off to the left-hand side now. Still numbers there for New Zealand. Ball on the inside. Tony Nashu manages to break through one. Finds the offload. That is a beautiful pickup from Sophie Maka. And that would have easily been a knock-on had he been standing a little bit more upright, but he was already half-by crouched, anticipated it being low, and New Zealand now make the score back to level heading into the second half. How about Kenya match? Says Bookbar, Kenya managed to get themselves a good win over Great Britain, winning at 32 points to 17, so they managed to finish 7th in the overall standings, moving up 3 places from where they finished in Dubai. So a big accomplishment for the Kenyans, and hopefully they do continue to improve for the Perth Sevens as well. That's the halftime whistle, sitting 12 points to 12, but Marker, that is a great pickup, just one-handed, scoops it, and then runs all the way to the try line to get New Zealand back into the game. Now, second half, I'm sure it will be a very important one for these two sides. I know that some would say when you're not in the semis and you're not playing for a medal of some sort that you maybe take your foot off the gas a little bit, but it is quite the opposite. These sides still know that every point is crucial for the overall outcome of the Sevens. Let's get it done, boys, says Luke there. Now, just a little bit of a gap here. Looks like Kevin Waikesa is the man that they are interviewing for the Kenyans after a big tournament from him and his side. Are you going to the Perth Sevens, Hamish? I am not, no. Or at least I don't think I am. I haven't made any plans. But I hadn't actually thought about it, to be honest. It depends on what else is on. If there were like other events over there, maybe. But yeah, I don't think that's in the future for me. What's on in terms of Australia cricket? If there's like cricket on, could be an idea. But, 26th to 30th, there is a test match. Where is that being played, I wonder? It's in Melbourne. Okay, if that last test match was in Perth as well, I would have at least looked at flights. I probably wouldn't have been able to afford to go to it, but it would have at least been nice to have a quick look at it and see what was happening. But now, halftime in this contest, 12 points to 12. Ready to go for the second half. What did I say? 24th to 26th, I think, was the Sevens. So then 26th to 30th is the cricket. Who knows? Probably not, though. I don't think the budget would allow that. Perth to Melbourne, a bit of a walk. Yes, it's a bit of a walk, even on a flight. $50 to get you over the ditch. Come on, Hamish says when. It's a bit more than that. I'm not sure when the last time was that you checked a flight price from New Zealand, but let's just quickly... We'll go like this. Flight, what we got. In terms of just the general number, it would cost you about $1,200 there and back for a round trip. I think that was a round trip anyway. That might have also been one way, but here comes Marcos Maneta. That man only knows one way, and that is going towards the try line. Our ball is loose. We slap back across Romain Schultz now in the middle of the field. A huge amount of experience for Argentina, looking to pass it out wide. Fraha gets the ball shifted on. Number 1 normally is Rodrigo Isgro's number, but for this tournament, of course it is Graziano, and he's gone inside, outside, and scored the try now for the Pumas. It's an impressive one. That's also his first try of the 2024-25 series. Yeah, just nice footwork in then out off the step. And Cody Vi just gets absolutely sold the wrong way. Tries to slap out the leg with the last-ditch ankle tap, but it wasn't going to be enough. And the kick is missed, which leaves the score at 17 points to 12. 5.5 minutes remaining in this contest. Still plenty of time. Just don't know which way this one's going to go. Argentina, to me, have looked like the better side in this match so far, but then New Zealand, also when they've been on attack and when they've actually hung on to the ball, been pretty clinical. Now Argentina getting ready to kick this one off. Brady Rush having a conversation with the lifter. They do decide instead to go the other way. Going to be slapped back onto the side of Argentina now. Luciano Gonzalez going across to Palandini in the middle of the field. Marcos Maneta finds that next pass across. Azutsuk shift in direction. Gonzalez deciding what to do with it. Sells as if he was going to be passing on the inside, then eventually does. There's a knock on from New Zealand for marker. Now scrum feed for Los Pumas. So another 4 minutes 40 remaining in this match as well. So far, 2 missed tackles from Argentina, 1 missed tackle from New Zealand. So pretty similar in terms of their tackle completion numbers. We've seen Argentina have to make 9. New Zealand have had more carries out of the two teams as well. But that does not matter. The thing that matters is that scoreboard, and at the moment it is still in favour of Los Pumas. Santiago Alvarez wrestled down. Graziano put under pressure, but the penalty is awarded to Argentina again. That's Naroi McGarvey Black. That is now about his 5th penalty against him in this game. That might be a little bit critical, but he gave away 2 in the scrum. There was 1 as well for, I think it was offside, and then that one for offside. He's at least up to 4, yet that man is still on the field without a yellow card. So surely, like, the next one that he gives away, he has to go to the bin. Just for pure repeat infringements, even if they are for different things, it's still the same player infringing multiple times. Just showing there, coached Argentina to 7 titles. The current head coach has a fair share of tries himself, over 200 to his name. Now going off to the left-hand side. Another pass, Verefeld. Gets it on the outside to Marcos Maneta. Luciano Gonzalez goes across now to the right-hand side. Little short pop pass up to Azutsuk. He wanted to put it down. It looks like they've been able to hold him up. The knee was almost on the turf. It's become a rolling maul. New Zealand killing it off. But it's still available now for Maneta. Go back across to the right-hand side. One more try here for Los Pumas would win them the game. With the amount of time remaining, I would think Dylan Collier manages to get the clean steal, though, for New Zealand, trying to break the line. Just lost his footing. Carvey Black goes back across to Brady Rush. Nice step from him, but an even better low tackle. That is a knock-on from Marcos Maneta, and scrum time now for New Zealand. New Zealand are inoculated against the bin, says Graham. But yeah, the fact that it's been McGarvey Black 4 times, I think, is the very surprising one. They are just showing there the times, 55 minutes away from the men's 3rd place playoff game between Spain and Fiji, and then 2 hours, 4 minutes away from that final between South Africa and France. So still a little while before we get to that final match, but we will be covering it on the channel as well. Brilliant scrum. But it's going to end up as a free kick to New Zealand. Probably a little bit lucky there. I think Argentina actually got a decent shove on them for that one. Now Brady Rush. New Zealand trying to use this one quickly. We've got to remember they are only 1 converted try away from taking the lead in this match. Whether or not they can do so is a wait-and-see situation. McGarvey Black finds another offload to the other experienced head out there on the field, and Dylan Collier. Now Rush goes across. It's a good fend being put in and wrestled into touch for Ollie Mathis. Just running out of space. Not really able to find his rhythm. Disappointed as well. Ollie Mathis, he thought he was going to be able to do enough and then just gets driven straight into touch. Some very good effort coming in from Argentina. Tobias Wade making his way onto the field now. So we'll use us, well, probably lineouts and scrums are where they're going to be able to use up a little bit more time here, Argentina. Use the clock to their advantage. Hold on, RG says Julian there. Now line-out throw about to take place. Over the top, Azutsuk takes it nicely. Just inside of their own half at the moment here for Argentina. Line break, almost opening up, and a great low tackle made on Tobias Wade. Penalty goes against New Zealand for not rolling away Mollier. In fact, no Rush, sorry. Really couldn't go anywhere in particular. But you've got to develop the vaccine, says Graham. But now, 40 seconds remaining. They have decided to go for the scrum. That uses up an extra 20 seconds on the clock. Couple more changes being made for New Zealand. Hoping that one of these youngsters who make their way off the bench can make all the difference. Currently, the coverage is frozen here on Sky. Hopefully that changes in the near future, or else we won't actually get to see the final play of this match. I don't think it's just my coverage either. I think it's just Sky in general, but the picture is like shaking. Pumas will win, says Novmum. At the moment, they're in the box position. They've got themselves a scrum feed, and all they need to do is just get the scrum out, have a few phases, perhaps have one last crack at being able to score the try. Hey, I have the same, says Novmum. Yeah, so I think the coverage here in New Zealand has decided to cut out a little bit. I would much prefer this game, though, than the final to have the technical difficulties, but we just have to guess at what is happening. I assume that the scrum has already taken place for the Pumas. We'll wait to see if the scoreboard updates itself, but currently we are a little bit in the dark. Not too sure what is happening in the game due to the coverage freezing. I'm trying to look at it, but it's also like shaking and it's really hard on the eyes. How much actually is a flight from New Zealand to Australia? How long does it take, says Fleishon? So Christchurch to Perth, in terms of just the one that I was looking at before, is a round trip for 1,200. If you're going to different locations, like if you were going to Melbourne, for instance, it's not as bad. You're looking at a round trip for $600 or somewhere around there, so $300 each way, and normally takes about 4 hours or somewhere around there. But the coverage here in New Zealand is still stuck, ladies and gents. It's down in the UK. Oh, we've just got the message coming up from Sky saying sorry for the interruption. So the scoreboard, we just have to rely on it in terms of what it says at the moment for the score, 17 points to 12. But yeah, not the way that you want to see a game finishing, not being able to actually see what is going to happen for those final moments. So the only thing that we can rely on while we haven't got coverage, there we go. Full time, Argentina have won, so they will get themselves 5th, New Zealand 6th. But yeah, we didn't really get to see what happened in the final moments of that game, but I do hope the coverage is back by the time we are rearing to go for the next contest. That will be at 5 a.m. New Zealand time, so about 48 minutes time until our next stream. Very windy, strong in Cape Town, says Julian there. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. Well done, Hamish, top dude, says Graham there. And yeah, hopefully that coverage does come back. But by the time we get to the 3rd place bronze medal matchup. But thank you all very much for being here, and I will see you all for the next one.